Welcome back. You know, before we went to break, Karen, you were telling that story about that elderly gentleman that honestly didn't know, and you pled his case, and luckily you won. But it really kind of gets under my skin because it's like, who got him that? Who never called him again? It's, I hate to say it, but it's their fault. And that's something that is about this relationship. That would never happen with y'all.
Well, we hope it wouldn't happen. I mean, we feel like we're pretty diligent in that. But actually, you know, I hate to point fingers, but it was a big box. He had been with a big organization.
I'm not surprised.
And they put all of these different things in place. And unfortunately, he didn't have any children or, you know, brothers or sisters or whatever that were watching out for him. And so honestly, when he came to me, he was over 70 years old. At 74, I didn't find it. He actually found a piece of paper and brought it into me and said, is this something I still have? Aww. And when I realized that it was an IRA, and I don't know how he hadn't gotten statements, but again, the elderly, sometimes they get things and they just don't know what it is.
And again, you started in a big box, so you definitely know the difference. So, Samantha, you were giving us 6 ways that they just get more and more money out of you, and I think there's still one more. What's that 6?
There is still one more, and it's actually the saddest way, but it's called the widower's penalty. And ultimately what happens is when you're a married couple filing jointly and one spouse passes away, then the next year, that individual that remains is now a single tax filer. And if you look at single tax filing and married filing jointly, they are in a higher bracket for the same amount of money.
Wow.
Now, you could say, well, there's only one of them, so they'll take less money so that they can be in that bracket. Listen, the spouse did not eat that much. We want them to have the same quality of life that they had before. We don't want them to have to drop and spend and earn less income.
Or sell their home they've had for 60 years.
So that they can be in a lower bracket. So that's really the 6th way that we want to make sure that in all of our planning, we're looking at exactly what happens. Obviously, if you're married, we want you guys to have a long and happy retirement together. But what happens when one of you goes? What happens to the spouse? And I want to jump in really quickly here because I hear a lot of times, you know, oh, you guys are women. Do you really focus on helping women to be empowered? Listen, I want to help everyone to be empowered, but I don't want this to be a woman's issue or a man's issue. This needs to be an everybody issue. Every decision maker in your household, every individual in your household has to understand the finances. Because when one of you goes, the other one will be going through tragedy. They just lost their significant other. Why would we then want to say, and here's all the finances that we never showed you, best of luck. Right. I mean, it's our job to partner with you, but I want to make sure that when we have this partnership, it's with the whole family. We want everybody in on this relationship. That way, when mom and dad go, the kids know I can pick up the phone and call Karen and Sam. I'm taken care of because Karen and Sam will never let, you know, something go missing. We want to make sure that every decision maker is a part of these conversations so that they're educated to make those smart choices.
Yeah. You know, of those 6 items, Samantha, honestly, I think more than 3/4 of them were government regulated. You know, really what we tell people is your retirement account is up for election every 2 years. Legislative risk, you know, we don't talk about that. We talk about tax risk and income risk and Social Security, all of these legacy risk. But legislative risk is a real deal. And that is why we are so passionate at Compass Financial about really educating on tax diversification. If we get your assets in a tax-free environment and taxes go up 30%, do you know what the income or what the increase of taxes is going to be on your tax-free income?
Nothing?
That's right.
Yes, see, I'm learning. That's right. And then you really are bulletproof.
That's right.
And I know you say you want your goal at the end of the day is to make sure that every one of your clients sleeps like a baby at night.
Sleeps like a baby. I want you to put your head on your pillow at night and wake up in the morning without fear of turning on the news, of worrying where interest rates or the stock market is going.
And it does feel like the perfect storm right now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It kind of is.
You know, it's so interesting because we always talk about tax diversification and we always are advocates for tax-free solutions. But it doesn't necessarily mean that having taxable income in retirement is bad. If you're contributing to your 401k, the first rule of financial planning is take the free money. If there is a match, we want to make sure that you're getting that.
Okay.
But ultimately, our goal is to allow you to enter into retirement with 2 bags of money, taxable and tax-free. And that way you get to be in control. Because listen, I think we all kind of are expecting that taxes will go up in the future. But if you have our retirement plan, you're going to be retired for 30, 40 years, right? We want you to live a long time. Taxes are going to change. So if taxes are incredibly low, we want you to be able to use those taxable dollars and take distributions from them when taxes are low. But if on the flip side, taxes are high again, we want to make sure that you have that tax-free income to be able to still have your needs met without worrying about where taxes are.
That's amazing. All right, there's the phone number, and let's tell them what they can expect. There's absolutely no pressure at all if you'd like to call them.
We would love to have a conversation with you. There are so many things that we can help you with. If you dial that number that you see on the screen right now, 855-348-3073, we want to start that conversation. You will get a retirement roadmap. Included in that retirement roadmap is your own personalized GPS. If you've been watching our show for a while, you know that stands for Growth, Protection, and Savings. And that is a one-page snapshot of where all of your assets fall so that you can see very simply where you stand today. And every time we meet with you, you'll get a new GPS so that you can see the progress that you're making. We'll also do an income analysis, a tax analysis. We will also look at your legacy wishes because it is so important to make sure that whatever you want to have happen actually happens. And if you don't initiate it, if you don't take care of it, if you don't put it in place today, you're leaving it up for somebody else to do. Call that number right now. We want to have the conversation with you.
Absolutely. And stay with us. Everything, by the way, that Karen just offered is absolutely complimentary. 855-348-3073. Pick up that phone, give us a call, and we'll be right back.